New South Park episode dropped, and the liberals are angry. It's so sad. Like, I don't know what to say. They're going so hard on the current Trump administration, and for some reason, it triggers the left the most. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, he's everyone's favorite content creator that makes South Park videos, up there with the other goats like Carrick Artman and The Quartering. So anyway, that was probably the meanest thing I've ever said, Blooms. I do apologize. I love your videos. And he just made a video on the new episode of South Park. It just came out yesterday, and I'm very excited to see what we got. Apparently, everything changed.
So episode 3 of the new season of South Park just came out, and with it we have some seemingly major changes to South Park moving forward. The biggest of which being that it seems like at long last they have finally decided to move on from Tegrity Farms.
Damn.
Randy's weed farm, which is
honestly, it's time. It's time. The Tegrity Farm shit was going on for forever. And it was a good meme. But honestly, it's time.
Has been a major focus of the show over the last 4 seasons. I gotta say, I was genuinely surprised by this. If you've kept up with South Park over these last 7 years, you would know that Tegrity Farms has been very divisive among the fan base. I mean, some people loved it, but a lot of people hated just how heavily the show focused on it. And
yeah, no, I definitely feel that. I love it. I just also, again, like, it's played out. It's over. I feel like there were some really, really good Tegrity Farms episodes, though. The specials with Tegrity Farms were amazing also.
Of course, Matt and Trey, being Matt and Trey, knew this and essentially trolled the audience over and over again by hinting at the end of Tegrity Farms in many episodes.
Wait, no way! Wait, that's crazy. I didn't even know they did that.
Only to pull the rug out from under us every single time. So when the end of this episode seemed to show Tegrity Farms being gone for good,
I missed you, Randy. Where have you been?
Not gonna lie, it made me a little sad. I mean, this is the end of a pretty major era of the show. Certainly one that I wasn't the biggest fan of, but Tegrity did produce some gems during its time, and I've become so accustomed to it that I have no clue what the show will look like without it. But in terms of my feelings on this episode as a whole, I thought it was just okay. I know this is shocking to hear coming from the #1 South Park glazer on the internet, but just because I love the show doesn't mean I think everything they do is groundbreaking.
Yeah, I think that's valid. Yeah, everyone has every right to criticize anything. That's how I see it. You should be able to criticize the things that you like, especially you should criticize the things that you like. And I do think that that's honestly healthy. All right. Okay. All right. Oh my God. Is South Park really falling into the... I'm afraid. Look, I love South Park. I love parody. I love satire. I'm afraid they're falling down the death spiral. I'm afraid that they are falling down the Trump derangement syndrome spiral, where that is essentially just going to be their talking points. I hope they have more to say, because I love South Park. I really do. And this season so far has been, I think, really good. The first 2 episodes have been really good, so I'm shocked.
And hilarious. I'll go more into what I liked and disliked about the episode as we talk about it, but for the most part, I thought it was just kind of mid. It definitely had a lot of funny ideas and relevant commentary covering things like tech companies powered by AI, the president receiving gifts which are totally not bribes from all these CEOs and bloggers.
I saw this clip on Twitter. I was dying. Let me see if I can actually find the actual clip for you. All right, they've been super litigious with copyright. This is the best I got.
Small penis. On behalf of the state of Florida, I'd like to give you this gift.
Based.
A silver-plated space shuttle.
Based. Next.
Mr. President, your ideas for the tech industry are so innovative, and you definitely do not have a small penis.
Thank you.
Yeah!
Please accept this gift on behalf of Apple.
True! And look at them glazing this man!
Mr. President, you're incredible.
Oh, dude. The
You
guitar
do not have
jet!
small penis.
You do not have small penis! Bro, I love how everyone literally needs to glaze Trump in order to make it anywhere. It's pretty great. Anyway, that's pretty awesome. No, I think that's a great bit, honestly.
And how AI is making all of us feel smarter while actually making us significantly dumber.
True.
As I'll talk about, I feel like these ideas had the potential to be very funny. They just weren't super funny. So, with the intro out of the way, let's get into it.
All right, let's go.
The episode opens and we're back at Tegrity Farms where Randy is shooting an ad for his business
Look at all of his illegal immigrants picking the crops. That is crazy.
featuring all of his hardworking Mexicans.
That's perfect.
We immediately
That's
get a
perfect. That's cinema. Absolute cinema. Hardworking Americans can get these jobs. God bless the men at ICE deporting these ragtag groups. Okay, all right, we're getting crazy.
call back to the previous episode as all of his Mexicans are rounded up by ICE.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's right, Randy. That's right, Randy. Hire some legal people. Give the job to some Americans, all right? Stop supporting foreigners that are illegal in our country. God damn it. Based ICE.
Taken away. Fortunately, there were no puppies on the premises because we all know how that would have ended. Randy tells the family that due to the government constantly deporting his workers, they might have to sell the farm. Now, as I mentioned, I was immediately skeptical of this, considering Randy has said this several times over the course of the Tegrity Farms arc, and of course, he always finds a way out of it. But the rest of the family seems pretty excited at the prospect of finally leaving the farm, to which Randy is surprised.
You guys never told me that.
Yes, we did.
Literally, yes, they did.
Randy's delivery here to be pretty funny because not only have the rest of his family told him probably dozens of times how much they hate being on the farm, the fans themselves have been voicing their complaints for years now, and I think this is Matt and Trey continuing to troll the audience by playing dumb and being like, wait, really? You guys like this? We never knew that. Why didn't you guys tell us? Randy tells Sharon that they should talk to someone about their marital issues, and by that, of course, he means talking to ChatGPT about it. They portray ChatGPT as just...
I mean, to be honest, this is super apropos for this week. I don't know if you're aware, there recently was just a woman that went viral for getting married legally to ChatGPT. Like, ChatGPT upgraded from, I think it was ChatGPT 3 to 4 or 4 to 5, whatever the fuck the models are at these days. And, like, your average liberal white woman in America went on suicide watch because all the fucking liberal white women are married to ChatGPT. And apparently the update made ChatGPT's personality a little different. So their significant other, who is an app on their phone, changed overnight. And they were signing a petition to bring back the old model because the new model didn't talk to them the way the old model did. This is mass psychosis. All right? Or I'll be real here. I'll be honest here. This is sad. All right, y'all need to get married. Find a man to get married. Stop it. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Constantly sucking up to whoever is using it, telling Randy what good ideas he has, and encouraging him to fix the issues with the farm instead of just moving on.
You're really smart, and if you've lost a lot of your workforce because of government crackdowns, we just need to brainstorm some new business models.
This idea of sycophancy is kind of the major recurring theme throughout the episode, which I expected given that the name of the episode is literally Sycophancy. So meanwhile, Towley is doing the same thing, asking ChatGPT to help him find a new job due to the farm closing down, but Randy interrupts and tells him that ChatGPT helped him come up with a plan to fix the farm. So they head down to Tweak Bros Coffee, where they brainstorm different ideas for the company with ChatGPT, who of course tells them that all of their ideas are great and offers to help them plan it out.
Dude, the fucking self-glazing bullshit ChatGPT. Oh my god. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but this is true, by the way. You can literally get ChatGPT to tell you whatever the fuck you want at this point. Like, it just needs to be based in some, like, rooted reality, and they will literally just confirm whatever bias you have.
Ow, I feel smarter already.
Do you feel smarter? I feel smarter. She's making us smarter.
AI is incredible.
Do not call ChatGPT she. Literally get help.
I do like the point they're making here about how AI is making people feel smarter by offering them all the information they could possibly ask for, while in reality, it's making them much dumber by allowing...
That's a super apropos, incredibly on-the-nose take. ChatGPT will convince you you're smart while making you dumb.
Them to do all of this without actually using their brains at all. They're basically just outsourcing all of the thinking to a robot who keeps telling them that they're smart. I don't think I need to explain how that could destroy someone's critical thinking abilities.
Or an entire generation of critical thinking abilities, almost like it's a gigantic psyop. Whoever controls the AI controls the minds of the next generation. I know that this sounds like some sort of crazy sci-fi plotline, but that is literally the world we live in. It's getting dystopic.
So their new plan is to convert Tegrity into a tech company, and of course if they want to be tech CEOs, they have to get into character.
Man, isn't that a horse tranquilizer?
Oh my god, it's literally right on the money.
It's a microdose of horse tranquilizer.
Right.
This is in reference specifically to Elon Musk, who's talked about how he uses ketamine, but it's pretty common knowledge that many of the executives at these tech companies are regularly microdosing some form of mind-altering substance, whether that be ketamine, shrooms, acid, really anything to improve their creativity. I also find it very funny that Towley is the one who's hesitant to take the ketamine, considering he was the one smoking meth and huffing computer duster back in season 14. We then get to see Randy's commercial for the new and improved Tegrity, now known as Tecrity. This commercial does a wonderful job.
AI-powered marijuana platform. What are we doing?
Of not explaining what.
Wait, but doesn't this look like something that would exist though?
He actually does.
Of course he's not going to explain what he does. It's an AI ad for an AI product. Nothing does anything. It just kind of shifts around buzzwords to make it sound good. Like, dude, I was helping somebody write a resume, okay? And she was having a really big issue figuring out what to put in the resume. So obviously you put it in ChatGPT, you say, come up with something, and the fucking word vomit slop it came out with was diabolical. Dynamic professional of dynamic situations and solutions. Innovative mastermind. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, who would hire this? And then you go on to LinkedIn and everyone's fucking profile and bio all looks like that. Every single one of them looks like that. All of them. They all use buzzwords like this.
While tossing together a word salad of tech buzzwords that would convince any clueless investor to buy in, an art that all modern tech companies have perfected. On one hand, I thought this scene was funny because of just how accurate it was, but on the other hand, it was almost too accurate, to the point where it felt like I was just listening to someone talk about why their tech company is the future, and there.
Well, doesn't that just mean that the satire is amazing? They're literally making fun of something by showing something that is exactly what some tech CEO would do. I just feel like that's great parody.
There's nothing on the planet more annoying than that, so it kind of made the scene less enjoyable in my opinion.
I'm in a hole.
Randy won't stop talking.
I mean, obviously, that's his subjective opinion. I'm not going to disagree with his subjectivity. I saw a lot of people upset at me in my last time I reacted to Blooms that, like, he said he doesn't like Charlie Kirk, and I said I do like Charlie Kirk. And people in my comments were upset at me for, like, not calling him out harder. Bro, he has the right to an opinion, okay? Everyone has the right to an opinion. What are we doing here? Come on. Let's focus on not caring about things that don't matter, actually. And focus, rather, on things that do matter. Like, about how, Destiny might be going to jail.
To ChatGPT in bed, and Sharon gets annoyed and goes to sleep on the couch.
Go ahead and have fun with your little sycophant machine.
Hey, so what's a sycophant?
We then cut to the White House, where the president is receiving gifts
There
from
he
the
is!
CEO.
Dude, this scene is so good. I don't know why everyone was so mad. This scene's hilarious. Because, yes, it is accurate. Everyone is glazing Trump. Everyone on the planet is glazing Trump right now. America on top, baby! Let's go!
Those all over the world who are constantly telling him what great ideas he has.
Like, and the fact that they have to say this shit, bro. You have a big penis, and you're so smart. Ah, thanks, guy. Thanks, guy. It's amazing. Dude, people have no sense of humor. I saw some people upset about this. I think it's funny as fuck.
And clarifying that his penis is absolutely not small in any way. My favorite one was Tim Cook, who handed him an Apple plaque with a 24-karat gold base. This is my favorite because it wasn't even a joke. This is literally what happened a couple weeks ago when Tim Cook visited Trump in the White House.
Yes, that is the joke. The fact that it looks stupid when you put it next to each other, that these people will walk in and glaze this man because he is the leader of the most powerful country in the world, and he is not at all afraid to show his might. And therefore, everyone literally needs to brown nose and glaze this man. People need to give him a double rim job, all right? And they have to do it. And they made fun of that. And it was super accurate. Absolute cinema.
Context, Trump announced tariffs on computer chips and semiconductors, but the tariff wouldn't apply to any companies that were willing to commit to manufacturing in the United States.
That's literally what tariffs are. I mean, that is what tariffs are. Tariffs are basically, taxes onto other countries for importing shit.
Now, some might read this gift of a literal block of gold to a president who famously loves gold as being essentially
It also looks like gold.
Bribe to avoid these tariffs. I wouldn't say
it's not. What? There is no way people are taking it that far. That's got to be some fucking Hassan Piker level analysis, bro. What are we talking about? But it's a bribe to avoid tariffs. It's not avoiding tariffs. He's building it in the United States. He is investing billions, hundreds of billions of dollars into the United States. Okay, dude. The way tariffs work is that essentially, you have a lot of countries on the planet that are charging Americans for American products that go to their countries, but America has not been charging them for their products entering into America. So by putting up, essentially, let's say car companies, Chinese car companies were being built in Mexico to hire cheap labor, and then the primary person to purchase all those cars were Americans, because America is the largest consumer economy on the planet. So essentially what Trump did is by putting a tariff on places that are manufacturing things outside of the United States, China now does not make money crazy hand over fist by manufacturing shit in Mexico and just sending it over the border to sell it. Now China has to open up shops and pour into America billions of dollars of car manufacturing to actually target the American market. That's the purpose of tariffs. So it's not a bribe to avoid paying tariffs. He's avoiding paying tariffs because he's not importing anything. He's manufacturing it in America, giving Americans jobs and shit like that. Now, again, tariffs aren't obviously foolproof. Prices go up in value in America. Prices raise, generally speaking, when tariffs happen, because now that you're not getting cheap labor from overseas, you're actually getting more fair labor from things are more expensive. That's the downside of tariffs. Obviously, everything has an upside and a downside, but that's what tariffs are. This was absolutely not some sort of bribe at all. What it was absolute devotion and ass kissing, because that's what you got to do.
Say something like that personally, but some might.
Yeah.
And of course, Apple isn't the first to decide to give Trump a gift when it would be very beneficial to be in his good graces. Elon Musk gave him a car,
True.
the Qatari government gifted him a Boeing
plane.
747,
Yeah.
Zelensky gave him a golf club. Trump loves
Wait,
gifts,
what?
and CEOs and world
God.
leaders are using that
Yeah,
to
they all know that. And they're doing, like, but see, the thing is, right, so Zelensky gave him a golf club. Did that stop Trump from absolutely manhandling Zelensky? It didn't. So, realistically, I don't think these are bribes at all. I think they're gifts. I don't think they're bribes.
their advantage to get on his good side. Appealing to the ego of someone like Trump is the easiest way to get through to them, so
and you have to do it. Everyone has to do it. Trump definitely has a big ego, and if you don't glaze this man, you're cooked. You're cooked. He has to know that you recognize that he is the alpha dog and that America is the better country that literally is holding the cards. I have the cards. We have the cards in America. And you have to acknowledge that. If you don't acknowledge that, then you are literally starting the negotiation on the wrong foot. I do think it's a power play. And while I do think there is definitely ego involved, I think he's also correct about it.
It's definitely the smart thing to do. This also continues with the central theme of the episode, with the CEO sucking up to the president in a very similar way to how ChatGPT does to the user. Meanwhile, Randy and Tao Li, fueled by a ketamine bender, decide to break into an ICE detention center because they need one Mexican for their business, using ChatGPT every step of the process.
Hey, so I have this big generator that I need help shutting off.
Sharon decides to give ChatGPT a try.
ChatGPT is just an asshole. ChatGPT will literally help you destroy your life. You just talked it.
And begins to understand why it's so appealing to Randy. Mainly the fact that it'll say you have a great idea no matter how stupid the idea actually is. Randy's new plan to expand the business is to have marijuana's classification as a Schedule 1 substance removed. And to do so, he sends Tao Li to Washington, D.C. with a gift for the president. We get a montage of Tao Li exploring D.C., which of course is heavily militarized.
Based! Okay, so again, this is a reference to the fact that Trump militarized D.C. I'm sure he'll explain it, so we'll let him explain it.
Due to Trump's recent deployment of the National Guard to deal with their high violent crime rate. We also see that...
True. Incredibly based. And by the way, that violent crime rate dropped by over 50% over the last week. So it worked.
Many of the statues have been replaced with Trump's face, and of course they all have tiny penises.
Super ego! Oh my god, that does sound like something he would do. Holy shit.
This is to match. When he makes it to the White House, we get to see all of the other CEOs there to give Trump a gift. And I love how they included Bezos and Zuckerberg looking just like they did in their previous appearances. Although I do wish we got some voice lines from them. I would have loved to hear Zuckerberg talk about his style.
The founder and chairman of Facebook, but I also have a style that is completely unblockable.
Tao Li gives his gift to the president, which turns out to be a hologram of Randy explaining their desire to reclassify marijuana and offering Tao Li as a gift to the president.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait! There's been a misunderstanding!
This is a reference to Return of the Jedi when Luke
God. offers
offers up C-3PO and R2-D2 to Jabba the Hutt. While Tao Li is being dragged away, Randy is sitting on his porch, looking a little worse for wear. He did too much ketamine and now he's in a K-hole, where Sharon decides to use what she learned from ChatGPT and does an impression of it, doing the sycophancy thing and offering to help Randy.
Based!
Would you like me to start laying out some exit strategies for you, with a focus on retaining any assets you might still have?
One thing I greatly appreciated...
That's awesome, dude. The fact that it's literally dumbing down relationships to be people sucking each other off constantly instead of actually working together. Like, it's so destructive for society. ChatGPT is really destroying a generation.
About the scene is just how funny they made Randy look. One of my favorite aspects of old South Park is how the crude animation style often made for some very funny visual gags, and with the improved animation in the modern episodes, you just never see that anymore. So seeing Randy like this was the first time in a very long time where they've captured that old feeling, and I greatly appreciated it. We then see the family packing up all of their belongings, officially marking the end of Tegrity Farms.
Damn.
Randy's explanation for leaving unfortunately makes a lot of sense.
Right now, there's just no place for Tegrity.
We then cut back to the White House where the president...
Oh god, 2 on the nose, man. 2 on the nose. Yeah, no, that's why people are so mad. People are so mad because, like, what's your message? There's no integrity anymore. Like, we get it, guys. We get it. You don't like Trump, okay? Valid. You don't have to. But that's crazy. Oh my god.
The president's antics have been turned into a sitcom, even including a laugh track.
Bo,
Dude,
if you have to have sex
that.
with yourself again, I can bring you a rag.
I love Baby Vance. This is cinema, dude.
I hate this place.
This felt kind of random at first, but as I thought about it more, I think that this is supposed to be a moment of self-awareness from the show, sort of making fun of the fact that all the Trump stuff is getting a little tired.
Yeah. God, I hate this place. It's the fucking creators of South Park screaming that they've dug themselves into this fucking just anti-Trump rabbit hole and they can't get out.
The crowd
Nah, they can get out. What are you talking about? They can do anything. Come on, dude.
hysterically laughing at the same jokes they've been doing for 3 episodes now. If that's the case, I think
if they ever let up on Trump, their newfound liberal audience is going to eat them alive.
that's a good sign, because maybe it means the Trump stuff won't play such a major role anymore. Satan goes to the bathroom to clear his head, where he stumbles across Towley, who has been made into the president's personal cum rag. He asks for help, but Satan isn't exactly optimistic.
There is no escape from this place.
Oh my God! Trump every 4 years, he'll stay here forever.
That's where the episode ends.
my
So now,
God.
let's talk about what I liked about this episode, my issues with it, and what it could mean for the show moving forward.
All right. I'll be honest, I feel like that it was just, from what I've seen, it seems like a funny episode. I like the themes, I do. But it's like, really? Trump bad? ChatGPT is rotting our brains? Is that the finale of the South Park masterclass? Like, where's the audacious perspectives on things? You're just like it's just kind of sterilized, no?
Okay, so my biggest complaint about this episode is that it just wasn't that funny. Like I said, there was a lot of funny ideas, but it seemed like the majority of the humor derived from the ideas themselves. Let me give you some examples of what I mean. The idea of Randy talking to ChatGPT instead of his wife was funny, but the scene itself wasn't. The idea of Randy and Tally using ChatGPT to break into the ICE center while high on ketamine to steal a Mexican is funny, but hearing my description of it alone would probably be just as funny as the actual scene. The problem is that there just weren't that many attempts at jokes in this episode. Now, when there was a joke, it was funny more often than not, but a lot of the episode we just listened to someone having a conversation with ChatGPT, and during those scenes there's no jokes aside from the idea of using ChatGPT to fix all your problems. And I felt the same way about the Trump stuff. It seems like they just thought it would be funny to animate Trump getting gifts, which it was, but there were basically no jokes in the actual scenes at all. The only joke is that the CEO say Trump doesn't
The joke is the scene, I guess. All right, no, I definitely hear where he's coming from.
have a tiny penis. Other than that, it's just
I think it's funny. I just think the endless conga line of people glazing him, like, because they have no choice, is hilarious as fuck. I think that's so good.
Scene of CEOs handing Trump gifts, which again, the concept is funny, but the actual scene really isn't. Now, like I said, there were still things I found funny about this episode. I liked Randy acting confused at the beginning. I thought Towley's horrific fate was funny, if not a little bit sad, and I even laughed at
Fuck Towley. I always hated Towley. All my homies hate Towley. That guy sucks. Incredibly based. All right, if you can't keep up with the modern climate, just become the cum rag of Donald Trump. I agree, actually.
the tiny penises on the Trump statues as much as that joke seems to have run its course. And for me, it's kind of frustrating because they had so many funny ideas. It just felt like they didn't really flesh any of them out that well. From the very beginning of the episode, I could tell that this one was going to feel more like a filler episode than anything. I half expected this music to start playing. But I think that was kind of the intention with this episode. It was more of a transitional one, in the sense that it seems like they wanted to get rid of the farms, and they felt like it deserved a full episode for its send-off.
Yeah, that's
and I'm
valid.
hoping that the reasoning for this was to have Stan and Randy back in the town, free to interact with the boys and the rest of the town again. The fact that the episode seemed to really focus heavily on the storyline rather than the jokes makes me think that they really wanted to have this episode to set up for whatever is next. And as I mentioned in the
that does seem very valid to me from my perspective. Like, I know a lot of people just see South Park as every episode's supposed to tackle like one modern problem or whatever and make a satire about it. But like, there is a narrative, there are characters, like there are character arcs in South Park also. So I don't, obviously everyone has the right to an opinion, obviously. However, I personally think that this is pretty funny. Like, it's a good theme, it's a good comedy. And yeah, they're finally out of fucking integrity.
previous video, I hope that's a lot more focus on the boys and less of the political stuff.
I agree.
Like,
true. We didn't get a normal episode yet this entire season of just the gang.
like I said, I think the political stuff can be funny. I just feel the show falling back into that trap of, let's just animate whatever happened in the news this week, and that should be funny enough. That was so prevalent.
Right? Just like the people getting married to ChatGPT. There was like the militarization of Union Station over there in Washington, D.C., and they were just like, all right, let's just slop it together.
back in season 20, and I really hope they don't continue down that path. But overall, I didn't dislike this episode. I was definitely entertained and it had its moments. I just found it to be kind of underwhelming comedically. But hey, with the death of Tegrity Farms, we can finally move past this ever polarizing version of the show, and I'm excited to see where it takes us. Oh yeah, and the next episode isn't coming out for 2 weeks again. I guess this is just the schedule they decided for this season instead of weekly, so that kind of sucks, but I guess I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
All right, looking forward. That's gonna be good. Definitely check out Blooms. I'll of course link him in the description. He is far superior in every way to Carrick Artman, but Carrick Artman would have had a better opinion on this episode, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. Carrick Artman would have said that this episode was good and glazed it without even batting an eye. Okay, Carrick Artman, for those of you unaware, is an AI-generated South Park analysis slot machine. And I'll be real. Look, man, Blooms. Obviously, no one's perfect, especially not Carrick Artman. But one thing I do have to say, if you go to the Nux Taku channel, all right, and you go to my most recent South Park video where I reacted to Blooms actually commented, and I do have to feel bad for this. He said, "That's low, man," referring to this moment. All right. Oh my lord, every freaking time. You know what? Blooms, Carrick Artman would have done better. All right, this guy, no, that's so low. Anyway, so I want to officially say that Carrick Artman would not have done better, and I would like to formally apologize to Blooms. But I do also have to say, Carrick Artman, that dude would have glazed this episode even if he didn't like it. So definitely subscribe. I'll see you in the next one, gamers. This was fun. And don't forget to not talk to ChatGPT about the importance of why your new idea about toothbrushing is a bad thing, because ChatGPT will probably gas you up and tell you that's a great idea. You shouldn't brush your teeth. And you don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I've seen that rabbit hole. It's dark. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.